Welcome to today's episode of Success in Tech. Today we're going to talk about the topic of adaptability and the ability to change, transform, and adapt to certain situations in your professional life. Let's go. Okay, let's look at the bigger picture here first. There are certain skills that you learn in school, in university, and there are other skills that you learn in or on your job, on the go. All of those are a critical piece of you as a professional. But there is one thing that you don't learn in university, and people are actually not trained for it, and they're not training for it. And this is a skill that some people have a natural tendency to master, and some people are struggling with it forever, for years and years. This skill that I'm talking about here is adaptability. How well you as a person and you as a professional, how well can you adapt to new situations, to changing environments? Oftentimes we hear that speed and focus and time to market is essential in tech especially. So what does that mean? Well, getting a product from the idea to selling it and to releasing it is crucial, because oftentimes if you're the first or one of the few which can get it to market really quick, you'll have success. That means even if you release a product which is maybe not very mature and has a very limited set of features, if you're the first to release it, you have a big advantage over other competitors. So now you may be asking, what does that have to do with adaptability? Well, in reality, we want to get to market really quick. We want to be the first ones, but your velocity, how fast you work, is determined not by how fast you can program or how fast you can design, but if you're making the right trade-offs. And parts of making trade-offs is adapting to whatever comes at you. So if your competitor does a certain thing, and you as a company and also you as a team of engineers can adapt to this move, you can be faster and you can be better than that competitor. On a lower level, that can mean that you have to be very flexible about your product management or about your team composition. So adapting to those changing environments all the time, and that can happen in a matter of weeks. Adapting to those changing environments and those changing conditions is crucial to still deliver a good product in a short amount of time. So how does that affect you as an engineer maybe? As I said, maybe the competitor is moving in a different direction. You need to adapt to this. On your level, this could mean that projects are getting prioritized over other projects. Maybe you liked working on that project, but now it's not that important anymore. If you understand the bigger picture, if you understand where the company, where the project or the product is moving, you can understand those decisions. Sometimes you have to have a little trust in management and in the product managers and in whoever makes those decisions. And sometimes those decisions may not make a lot of sense, but people up there probably thought about it, and they are making those decisions to react or to gain an edge over a competitor. So now, what do you do if you're in that situation? Let's say your favorite project you were working on is getting frozen, is getting deprioritized, your team is reorganized maybe, your whole department is closed, your whole organization gets maybe even laid off. So those are things that they maybe make sense for the business, but on a personal level, they can affect us very strongly, and that they can make us unhappy, of course. Now, what you can do as an engineer is trying to stay positive and trying to make the best out of it. And then in the long term, of course, you can try to make an impact, try to get into the circle of those people making those decisions. But in the moment that this change affects you, and it can be, it can happen tomorrow. In that moment, the only right thing to do is staying positive, trying to adapt to the new situation, delivering and hitting deadlines, and still going strong. Because if you achieve all of those things, chances are that next time certain decisions are made, you are going to be part of them. What you also gain from those situations are learnings that nobody can ever take away from you. So every time something like this happens, for the future, you will know the warning signs, you will know, and you will benefit from the changing situation, from new technology you had to learn, new stacks you had to get into. You will benefit from the fact that you may need to dive into a different code base really quick. So those are all things which they suck in the moment they happen, and they maybe even suck in a long term. But there is positive stuff to take away from it. And for you as a professional, try to pull all the positive things out of it. And if that means you have to quit, if that means you have to look for a new team, even then, those are lessons learned for life. I hope you liked today's episode of Success in Tech. Today was a bit of a more serious one, but those are things that happen to all of us in every stage of our career, so I think it's important to talk about it from time to time. Subscribe to this channel, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. My name is Ramon Lopez, and this is Success in Tech.